Okay, I will repeat again, and to be able for you to understand the material, it is required or it is necessarily for you to understand the concept of this necessary. It is very important for you to understand the concept of inheritance. And then the overloading, overriding, and overloading, and also the basic class, plus the previous material that would be the abstract class. Abstract class. So this is the required material for you to be able to understand the interface concept. And hopefully you will become more active by questioning by throwing the question if you have some difficulties understanding the material of the subject. Okay, let's start with some review regarding to the previous material, which is the abstract class. In abstract class, it has to be or mandatory to have at least one abstract method. An abstract method is a method that has no body, only a method declaration. An abstract class cannot be objected or cannot be instantiated. An object can only be created from a non-abstract class. It means that an abstract class needs to be derived or needs to be inherited into another concrete class to be able for you to create the objects. And consequently, an abstract class must be inherited, and where the subclass contains the implementation of the abstract method in the superclass is. It means that the subclass need to override the abstract method belong to the abstract class. And now, what is interface? Interface basically is a data structure that contains only an abstract method. This is one of the differences between the abstract class and the interface class. In abstract class, it is okay for you to have attributes. At least you have to have one abstract method, and the other one you can have a normal method. But in interface, you can only create an abstract method only without any attributes. Okay, and the characteristic of the interface, of course, there is nothing in it but only an abstract method, and it is already become an agreement that in Java programming language convention, it is recommended for you to use on naming the interface class by using the capital I in front of the name. So if you, let's say you're going to create a remote control interface, then it should use the capital I first, and then continue with the name of the interface itself. Remote control. So because this is an agreement, so even though that you're not using the I to create the name of the interface, it is okay. But to make it easier for other programmers to read your programming code, because it's already an agreement, then I recommend you to use this such rule. And then to declare an interface class, you are using the interface keyword. And when you are going to implement the interface class, you are going to use the implements keyword. So class A implements interface B, IB. So this is how you use the interface class. When do we use the interface? We can use an interface class because it acts like a kind of a contract or condition that must be that we have to fulfill for a class in order to the class to be considered as something else. Means that sorry, that interface class basically is only a molding. It's only a molding. So let's say we have a remote control molding. Okay, we have a remote control molding. Okay, basically a remote control will always have an on and off button. Okay, and then it also having increment and decrement for temperature or volume key or something else is a increment and decrement button. So this is a basic molding of a remote control. So when this molding of remote control being used into another, let's say, a television remote control, okay, then it is mandatory for the television remote control to use the on and off button and also using the increment and decrement button. And also if we are going to create another remote control, let's say air conditioner remote control, when it's implemented the remote control interface, then it is mandatory for the air conditioner remote control also to implement the on and off button and the increment and decrement button. So it means that in programmer side means that you will never lose or you will never missing a method of something. You will never miss a method that is important for an object to have or to what to say. It means that a basic object should always have a basic function. So in that way, the basic object will never miss its basic function. So by using the interface class, it is to stressing up or to making sure that all the object will have the same activity or will have the basic activity or the basic method. So this is why the interface class is used, because the main part of the method or the main part of the interface class is an abstract method, where an abstract method needs to be overriding, or it is mandatory for the subclass to overriding or to override the method belongs to the parents class. It means that the subclass being forced to create the method. So if the subclass being forced, and it will make sure the programmer will always having those kind of activities. Okay, and of course the other beneficially is the operation inside the method can be different or should be different between each object that implementing the interface class, because that is the specialty or the beneficially of having the interface class. It means that you always have to overriding the method. It means that you have to always creating a different function or a different implementation between each object that implementing the interface method. Even though that it is okay for you to have the same implementation, but in general it is required for you to overriding the method belongs to the interface class. So this is the one of the beneficiality of using the interface. So the beneficial of interface should be that interface class allows a subclass to be derived from multiple superclasses. Okay, this is the only class that can have multiple inheritance, unlike the previous inheritance where Java is not supporting to have multiple inheritance, but Java only allow an interface to have a multiple inheritance. And also, the interface make it easier for the system analyst in making or in creating the application concept. So like I already said to you, it is it helps the analyst program or the analyst system to think or to create a basic function that an object have to have, and then it also will be easier for the analysis system to describe or to draw the UML, the UML diagram. And the other beneficially would be that the Java programming uses an interface so that it can be more efficient because of the multiple inheritance. So what is multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance mean that an object, a subclass was derived from one or more parent class. So this is one of the beneficially in using interface, mean that a class can implement more than one interface. It means that you can use implement interface A, interface B, and interface C, and so on. It means that this subclass using using a multiple inheritance. Okay. In interface example, let's say in an academic information system, let's say we have undergraduate student and postgraduate student. So the rule would be anyone who participate in an undergraduate or postgraduate program is called a student. All students are equally studying on campus. Okay, so every student will have a course or will be studying inside the campus, and all student means undergraduate and postgraduate can be considered as a cum laude, where the criteria would be fulfilled is the graduate. It has to be graduated, of course, and it also having or achieving a high score of GPA. But there are differences between undergraduate and postgraduate, where to be able for you to graduate or to be able for undergraduate student to be graduate is to have a thesis, okay, for bachelor or undergraduate is it have to complete the thesis, and unlike the postgraduate, it has to finish or it has to create the dissertation. And for the score itself is different between the undergraduate and postgraduate. The undergraduate student must achieve at least 3.5 to be able to be called as a cum laude title. But for the postgraduate, it is required to have at least 3.71 of GPA score for you to have a cum laude title. So even though that both of the students have the same criteria, have the same specification, but the criteria inside the specification are different. So having this kind of condition means that you have to have a general specification to be able to be used to a different condition. So let's say we have a general class, which is student, okay, and then we are creating interface class we call is I cum laude, which consists only two abstract methods, which is graduate and achieve high GPA. Because it's an abstract class, sorry, it's an abstract method, so it is not necessarily for you to create the programming code inside the method. So when the bachelor and the postgraduate class was inherited from the student class, it also implementing the I cum laude interface. So as you can see, the bachelor was implementing the cum laude interface cum laude means that it have to overriding the method inside the interface. And because the postgraduate also implementing the interface cum laude, so it means that it has to modify or overriding the method of the interface class. So by having this kind of condition, you always have, or you will never miss a method, a very important method belongs to a different class. Okay, let's say if there another class called counselor or director, where the class contains the method, let's say giving a cum laude certificate, and the counselor can give the certificate equally into for the bachelor or the undergraduate student, and also he or she will be able to give the certificate to the postgraduate student. So it means that to differentiate between the student, we are going to create a parameter inside the method, where the parameter should be the kind of the student. So having those kind of condition, this is how to draw or to have or to create the interface annotation. When usually for you to have a inheritance concept, you will use a solid line like this. And when you are using the interface is, the symbol is the same using the triangle or an arrow pointing to the parent, but the line is different. Where in interface you are using a solid line, but in interface you are using the dash line. Okay, as you know, in abstract class, when you are creating an abstract method, it is mandatory for you to italicize the method name or the method statement. So, but unlike in abstract class, where you have to italicize the name of the class, but in interface, it is not necessarily for you to italicize the name of an interface, but it has to have, it is suggested for you to use the italic I in front of the name. Okay. And this is how the multiple interface implementation, let's say we have a interface of let's say I forgot. Okay, let's say we have a interface of Joomla. Previously, we have an interface Joomla, and then we have a I forgot the English. Well-known or reputable or reputable recognition student. Okay, let's say we have those two interface. Okay, okay. So the achievement interface can only be implemented by a postgraduate student, but it is not for the undergraduate student. So as you can see that the postgraduate student implement two different interface, which is an achievement interface and iJoomla interface. And also, as you can see, you can use the interface class to be I forget the term. Okay, it is okay for you to use the interface class as a reference class. Okay, so it means that when you are using the iJoomla interface, means that every class that implement this interface can become a parameter. Okay, let's say I will give you a clear example about this. Okay, as you can see, please recognize this parameter. The parameter for giving a Joomla certificate is an object of mahasiswa Joomla referencing the iJoomla interface. Okay, it means that every class or every object that is implementing this interface can become the parameter. Let's say I have a pasca mean postgraduate, okay, pasca sarjana class, I have an object A that is creating from Pasca Sarjana class. Okay, because the Pasca Sarjana class or the postgraduate class is implementing the cum laude interface, means that when you call this method, let's say we have R rector, beri sertifikat method, then we can give the A object as the parameter. Okay, even though that A is coming from a Pasca Sarjana class, but since Pasca Sarjana class was implementing the I cum laude interface, then it is okay to throw A as the parameter of this method. This is one of the beneficiary of using the interface class. So it is also okay when you are creating another object, let's say Sarjana, you are creating another object from Sarjana class, which is B, and then you throw this B object as the parameter to call this method. So this is one of the beneficiary of using the interface class. Okay. And the rules on writing the interface would be interface considered as a reference type in Java. And structurally, it is similar to a class. And there are several rules in writing an interface. In implementing classes, modifier methods can only be public. So it's unlike the abstract where you can have another modifier method, or sorry, a modifier access level, but for interface, it can only be a public interface. And the number of parameter of the interface method must be the same as the class implement, as the class when it implementing the method. It is similar with the overriding rule. Overriding. Okay, because the abstract, both the abstract and the interface class using the or implementing the overriding method, it means that you always have to replace the method by using the same condition, the same terms. Unlike the overloading, you have to differentiate. You have to differentiate the parameter, but in overriding, you have to have similar or the same parameter number or parameter data type. This is the rule for overriding. And there should be no concrete method in the interface. Okay, so it is not allowed for you to create a concrete method in the interface, or the interface cannot be instantiated into an object, because if you do that, then the application will be error. And also it is no, as I already explained, that the method should be always has an abstract method, mean that there should be no method that has a body inside it. So if you declare this kind of method, then it will create an error. And there must be no constructor, where in abstract class you can have a constructor. And an interface class, similar with the abstract class, where it cannot be instantiated. It can only be instantiated via the class that implemented the interface class. How to implementing the interface? When a class implement an interface, all the constanta or the constant and the method are owned by this class. The method on the interface class must be implemented. This is the keyword, must be implemented in the class that implement the interface. If the class that implement the interface does not implement all the method in the interface, okay, then the class that implemented have to be declared as an abstract class, even though that this is very rare, a very rare condition. That it means that, let's say we have an interface, it have two methods, and when a class only implementing one method, then this class should have to be an abstract class. Okay. And this is the syntax how to declare an interface. Public interface and then the name of the interface itself. How to implement the interface is by using the general, where in abstract class you are using the extend, or in inheritance you are using the extend keyword, but only for interface you are using the implements keyword. So let's say we are creating this interface, okay, interface iChumlaut. We have two methods. So when we are using this method, we are using this interface, we use the implement keywords. So it means that every method belongs to the interface must be overridden. We have to always overriding the method. And how to implement a multiple interface? So we separate it by using the comma symbol, or the comma character. So it means that we are using two different interface in one class. So even though that the interface, the interface can be implementing a multiple inheritance, but the same rule still applied that I already explained to you. So one of the rules should be, one of the basic rule or one of the important rule that you have to always remember is, when you are having a two interface, make sure you are giving a different name of the method. If you are having the same name of the method, and then this method being implemented into a class, then it will creating a conflict, because this class have to override the method belongs to the both parent. So it will be raising a conflict because it has the same name. This class will be confused which method is being overriding, because we cannot pointing out where to this method coming from, or where do this method parents is. So this is very important for you to always differentiate the method name where you are going to implement the multiple inheritance. So make sure you are using a different name, so it will be avoiding the conflict. So when it implement the two or more parents, that of course it have to override all the method belong to their parents. So The differentiation between the interface and the abstract class would be interface support multiple inheritance, while the abstract class do not support the multiple inheritance. Interface class doesn't contain any data member. An abstract class can consist or contains a data member. Interface class doesn't contain any constructor, while abstract class can have a constructor, even though that both of them cannot be instantiated. An interface contains only incomplete member. An abstract class contains both incomplete and complete members, mean that it can have an abstract method and also can consist of a concrete method or a non-abstract method. Unlike in interface, it should only consist of abstract method. An interface cannot have access modifiers because by default, everything is assumed as a public, while in abstract class can contain access modifier for its sub, for its function and properties. And the member of interface class cannot be static, while in abstract class, it is allowed for you to have a static member or static method as long as the static method have to be a complete or to be a non-abstract method. So it can be static. It can consist of a static type. Inheritance is used when the parent class has attribute and method, and then everything is inherited to the subclass. Okay, so both of the abstract and the interface implementing the inheritance concept. Meanwhile, interface are used when the parent has nothing, means nothing is only consists of method that has no body, and those methods have to be always implemented by the subclass. And the interface also allows for multiple inheritance, where a subclass derives from more than one superclass. And the other, inheritance in interface, we can this is already being explained. Okay. So how to create an error in interface when you are creating a variable inside the variable interface. But if you are creating a final or a constant variable, it is okay. A constant variable means that a variable that the value will never change, that the value will always remain the same. So it is okay for you to create this kind of variable. But if you are going to create a static or a dynamic variable, then it is not allowed for you to create a dynamic variable. But it's still considered as an allowed condition if you are creating a constant variable. Constant variable means that the value of the variable is never changed. And also, it is okay for you to create a method, but as long as the method is a final method, means that the method is never changed and the method yes, the method is the same as like the constant. It have to be never change, or the final method. And never give a private or protected modifier, because it will be always giving a public access modifier. And also the interface cannot be instantiated with the by using the new keyword. It only can be reference it, but you can never instantiate an object coming from a interface class. So the conclusion, interface is a liaison between object. Interfaces are abstract, so the object that use them doesn't care how they are implemented. So because the abstract is still an interface is still an abstract, means that don't have a concrete shape or don't have a concrete definition, means that the interface class never or the never taking care or don't care about how the subclass implementing the method, because it's still an abstract. You can always do whatever you want regarding to the method of the interface class. So this is the basic understanding. The interface actually applies the principle of abstraction and encapsulation. Interface is used to define the same standard method in a different class. Use abstract class to broadly define the properties of the highest class in the OOP hierarchy. And use subclass as a derivative of inheritance to complete the method description of the abstract class itself. And for the exercise, sorry, I forgot to and for the